All right. I just want to welcome everybody. First of all, thank you for showing up on a weekend, on a Sunday no less, to participate in this talk that I've been putting together for a while. I've had a request from several of the people in different mastermind groups that I'm a part of to talk about how to actually grow an affiliate revenue stream as a side business, as a side hustle, to make it earn as much as I have over the years. Now, I'm going to be real clear up front about a couple of things. One is we're going to start with some basics, because in order to get through this information I'm about to share with everybody, we need to understand some base knowledge, what I call common knowledge about the industry and about how to really grow a business as a side hustle as well in this. So there's going to be some common knowledge information that I want to cover as well. And we're going to try to encapsulate all of this into 90 minutes or less, including the Q&A. So thank you again for your time, and bear with me. Now, I do have some slides prepared, but I will jump back and forth between the slides and between just talking to you guys direct. And then we will open it up for a Q&A towards the end. So let me jump over to slides, and we will get this show on the road. So again, the name of the talk today is how to grow a $100,000 business as a side hustle. Now, I have to be clear what I mean by side hustle, and that is that you can do this while you're doing your own business. And I'm going to make an assumption here that many of you who are on this call already have your own business of some sort. You're an entrepreneur. If you're not, that's also fine. You could potentially do this even as something that you're doing while you got another job. And as a matter of fact, I know a lot of entrepreneurs in our industry who still have other jobs, and they're trying to build up their entrepreneurial piece in the process. So with that in mind, we're going to jump right in on how you can grow your business as a $100,000 business as a side hustle. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to cover some of the basics around business in general and my journey of it. But first of all, I thought it might be important for you to know a little bit about me. So first of all, I am a former professional actor. That was my first career. That's what my degrees are in. I studied acting and got a Master of Fine Arts in it, and then went off to pursue it professionally for 20 years. Since then, when my son was born in Los Angeles in 2002, I decided to stop my acting career and pursue other ventures. I've always been very entrepreneurial. Even in supporting myself as an actor, while a lot of actors were off waiting tables, I was off creating my own businesses. And so today I'm a seven-figure entrepreneur. I'm the founder of the Authority Academy, which is my overarching umbrella company of my businesses. I'm an international best-selling author of the Zero to Launch Podcast Accelerator. I'm the host of 6 podcasts. I'm a Mensa member, not that that means a whole lot, but I'm also the founder of the Infinite List, which is the branch of my business that I'm approaching what we're going to be talking about today in growing this side hustle business. All right, so that's just some of my background. I know a lot of people would go much deeper into all of that and share a big story and everything, but really I want to focus today on laying down the goods and giving valuable training here. So let's jump to that common knowledge that I was talking about. The base that I think everybody needs to get, and it's pretty simple, and I imagine a lot of you already fully get this, but that is the 3 key elements of every business. I don't care what industry you're in, what your business is, these are the 3 key elements that you've really got to, kind of as simple as they are, you got to look at those to really understand how are you going to do your business. So number 1 is lead generation. No business can function without leads, without someone out there wanting to buy their product or service. And how do you get a hold of those leads? How do you generate those? So lead generation is key. Another one is sales. Once you have those leads, well, they've said they're interested. Now you got to convert them into buyers, okay? And that is your sales aspect of every business. And then finally, fulfillment. Once you've sold whatever your product, program, or service is, now you need to fulfill on it. If you're a coach, a consultant, a teacher, trainer, whatever it is that you do, you need to fulfill on the thing that you did. Now, I will say this, especially because we're talking about the side hustle here, there is no fulfillment involved. So we're not going to be talking about fulfillment. So we can scratch that one right off the list. The other part I'll say is that the sales, well, there's not a whole lot of selling involved either. Now, obviously, there are ways you can implement some of it, but the bottom line of this is that it doesn't involve sales. What it really involves, it all boils down to lead generation. And that is the key element of creating this side hustle business. All right. So, well, let's get right to the next part. If we're talking about lead generation as a primary aspect of building your side hustle business, you got to know what constitutes a lead. Okay. And what constitutes a lead consists of a few things. One, let's consider leads. That is an opt-in. Someone who has opted in for whatever it is that you're offering. Okay. If you are, wanting to, offer a lead magnet out in the world, someone's going to opt in for that. It's basically someone raising their hand and saying, hey, I'm interested in what you're laying down. All right. The next piece are subscribers. Okay. You can consider a subscriber a lead. And a subscriber would be someone who maybe is subscribed to your YouTube channel or maybe is following you in a podcast or something like that. But they're basically clicking a button that says they want to follow you, but you don't really have them opted in on your email list yet. So I want to get that little clarification there. Another form of a lead is a follower. Okay, it could be someone following your TikTok channel or Instagram or following you on Facebook. So followers are also considered a form of a lead, though it's a little bit harder to market them. We're going to cover that in a moment as well. And finally, the bottom line of what a lead really is, as we're defining it, is someone you can market to. Now, a little distinction there. I mean, obviously someone could go, well, I'm going to put an ad out on a commercial and I'm marketing to everybody. But the difference is the lead is someone who has first raised their hand and got into your world saying, I'm interested in your marketing. Okay. They're following you in one of these ways mentioned above. So again, this is common knowledge. I want to be sure that we're all getting this before we can proceed to the other stuff that we're going to cover today. Next up, easiest marketing. Okay. An email list is hands down the easiest marketing. And we're going to go deeper into this because I know some of you may be going, well, I don't know about that, but we're going to cover it in detail, so don't worry. But easiest marketing is an email list, social following, easy enough to put out a post out there into the world on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever your social following is. Great, easy way to market. Podcast listeners. As a host of 6 shows, I know that I can put information out on my podcast and I'm going to have people consuming that content. So it's easier for me to market to them in that way. And finally, YouTube subscribers. This video that we're creating today is going to go on our YouTube channel, and we have subscribers there. I hope that all of you will subscribe as well if you haven't already. And the YouTube channel is another way for you to market yourself. Now, these are easy marketing factors here. And the key element behind these is that none of those cost you any money. Okay, this is not paid advertising or marketing. This is free, easy ways to get exposure for what it is you're offering. Okay, so again, we're just laying down some foundational concepts so that we can move forward. Now, I want to dig into some less common, or what I like to call uncommon knowledge, and specifically some myths about your list. And I'm talking about an email list. As long as I've been in this industry and as coaching as many people as I have, there are so many misconceptions and concerns about email lists that I want to kind of put to rest. Number one is, and you may have heard this yourselves, email marketing is dead. They've been saying that about email marketing for probably 20 years now, okay? Email marketing is not dead. Are there ways that it's operating better in some ways than others? Some people are doing quite well with it and other people aren't. And so quite honestly, it's the people who aren't doing well with it who are the ones who are saying, oh, email marketing is dead. Well, the way they're doing it is dead. And so we're going to cover a little bit more of that in depth today as well. But it is a myth. Email marketing is not dead. By the way, if you have any doubt on that last one, you're here because of an email. Okay, so think about it. Email marketing still works. Another is that unsubscribes are bad. I actually teach this, and I know it sounds counterintuitive, but if you're not getting unsubscribes from your list, then you're probably not marketing yourself well enough. Because I want you to think about this. Ask yourself the question, did I create or start an email list because I wanted a bunch of pen pals? I doubt it. I know that's not why I created an email list. Yes, you want to serve and communicate with the people that are on your list, but if you are not getting unsubscribes, you're probably not marketing yourself very well to them, because you need to be putting out offers. You need to be putting out things that are going to entice people to either take action, and sometimes if they feel like it's too much, they may leave, but that's okay, because they probably would have never bought from you anyway. So unsubscribes are not bad. Another myth. Next, I often hear from people, I can't monetize my list, or make statements like, well, the leads aren't any good because they didn't buy from me. Okay, so again, this is just really a myth, and the challenge behind this is, and I think it's just poor training in the world of business, and that is because they don't understand that just because someone got on your list doesn't mean they're going to buy right now, and if they don't buy right now, that doesn't mean they're a bad lead. They're just not currently looking for what you're offering today. Don't worry about that. Anybody who goes out there thinking everybody, when I put my offer out there, everybody's going to come running, that's just crazy, naive thinking. So the myth that you cannot monetize your list, well, it's a myth. And finally, many people I hear from say, well, my list just doesn't buy, that they're tire kickers. They want free stuff. And again, similar to the part where you can't monetize it, this has a similar idea behind it, in thinking that people are just there to kick tires. No, they're there waiting for the right offer. I'm guessing, and even looking at some of the names of people who are in this call right now, names that I don't recognize, which means people who never bought from me before, but they're showing up. They're listening. They're paying attention. And I also see some of the people who have bought from me before who are in the room and who are in my Infinite List community and join me on my Podcasters Cruise that I host every year. And so there's a combination, but understanding that not everybody is ready at the time that you put the offer out there. So saying that your list doesn't buy is an absolute myth. All right. Now, here's the thing that I really want to drive home. And this is key here. We all start at zero. Now, I know a lot of times, especially as my list has grown over the years, and now as I communicate in a lot of emails, sometimes the response I get from people, I can see and feel from them that they're at such an early stage that they're feeling like, oh, well, where you are right now, it's impossible for me to get there. And I just have to really bring this home that we all started with zero list. We all started in this industry that we're in with nothing. And so don't let that bother you, because the first thing you're going to need to do, same thing that all of us did at one point. I remember when I created my very first lead magnet, is you got to create a lead magnet. You need to create something that's going to attract people into your world. Okay, and I'm probably going to say this every now and then along the road to just drive home. Bear with me, because what we're doing and what I'm creating here is the foundation to grow a $100,000 business as a side hustle. Okay, it may seem like I'm off track on other things, but this is the foundation. You've got to start with a lead magnet, because you're going to want to start to grow your list, your following, people who are interested in what you're up to in the world. All right, so you got to create a lead magnet, and we'll go deeper into that in a little bit too. And then you're going to need to get exposure for that lead magnet. And we'll talk about different ways to get exposure for it, because that too is key to truly growing a six-figure business. And next, you're going to need to nurture that list. Okay, I have seen many people, and this is part of where some people think that email marketing is dead and lists don't work, is because they grow a list, they get a bunch of people there, but then they don't nurture them. They don't take care of that list. And it really will, you can kill a list, but there's also ways to revive them too. Okay, so nurturing your list is key, and keeping this in mind as you start to grow. And finally, when you do these things, when you create a lead magnet, you get exposure, you know how to nurture your list, you then rinse and repeat, and you continue to grow that list. And I'm going to go into a lot of statistics here in a little bit that are going to help you to understand the value and how to capitalize on it. And finally, as you've built it up, eventually you're going to reach the point, you may not be ready right now. You can start growing a list long before you even have an offer ready, but eventually you're going to make offers to your list. The email you got to invite you here was an offer. It's a free offer, but it's still an offer. Okay. And those are offers you make to your list. And then people say, yeah, I'm in, I'll jump in. So this is the process that you want to go through as you're starting to build towards that 100K side hustle. Now, I'm going to do a little sidebar here because I mentioned you got to have a hot lead magnet. And I'm going to talk to you about 3 keys to conversion, 3 keys that every lead magnet, a good lead magnet, needs to have in order to convert. You want to maximize the number of people who see it that actually opt in. And so those 3 simple keys to conversion are: number 1, it needs to be immediately available. People want something now. Imagine you just tell them about this really cool thing, and then they go, yeah, that sounds great, I want it. And then you go, oh, well, you can't get it for a week or 2. As an example, if you're offering an event that doesn't happen for another week or 2, well, then they're going to have to wait. And between that time, they may have lost interest. Notice, by the way, a lot of you are here because I just invited you yesterday. This is not necessarily a lead magnet because you're already on my list, but I made it immediately available so that literally you could sign up and the next day we're doing the event. So make it immediately available. Next, it needs to be easily consumable. This seems a little bit counterintuitive. As an example, I had a client who was saying, Michael, I keep offering a discovery call and it's not getting any action. I'm offering it on my podcast, but nobody's opting in for it. And I said, well, number 1, it doesn't accomplish these first 2 things. A discovery call they can't have unless they can jump on and call you right now. That's something that's not immediately available. It's going to be in the future. And 2, it's not easily consumable. You're offering them 30 minutes of your time, but guess what? That's also 30 minutes of their time, and they're doing it on your schedule. So it's not that easy to consume. Again, it's counterintuitive, but a 1-page cheat sheet will outperform a discovery call. It'll even outperform your ebook. You want to send somebody a 95, 150-page ebook, they don't have time to read all of that. They don't know you well enough yet to commit to that. You want to maximize your conversion, give them a cheat sheet, make it easily consumable. And finally, it needs to solve a top-of-mind problem. What is the big challenge that your ideal clients, your ideal target audience is up in the middle of the night worrying about? Are they fretting because they're lonely and they're looking for a relationship? Maybe you're a relationship coach and you can help them with that. Maybe they're worried that they're 20 pounds, 30 pounds overweight and they're trying to lose that weight and they're struggling. And maybe you're a health and fitness coach and you can help them with that. What is it that they're up in the middle of the night worried about? Is it getting more clients, making more money? Whatever that is, have your lead magnets speak to that, to solve that problem. Now, you don't have to solve the big problems. And ideally, a really great lead magnet is going to solve that little problem for them, but sets up that, oh, now that that's fixed, now there's this bigger issue. And that is where you invite them into your world to work with you. All right. So these are the 3 keys to a highly converting great lead magnet: immediately available, easily consumable, and solves the top of mind problem. Now, in order to go about growing your list, I'm going to cover here an understanding of the industry that we work in. And again, especially so many people I find coming into this industry, maybe they came from another area where, business just was conducted differently. But in our industry, there is kind of a protocol and a way to go about it, and you need to have a good understanding of our industry. Number 1 is you want to know, well, who's got your list? What do I mean by that? Let's say you work with speakers who want to sell from stage. By the way, that's very different than speakers who want to get paid to speak in keynote. But so you see the difference there. And so you want to know, well, who else is teaching people how to speak and sell from stage? And you want their list. And by the way, it's not too difficult to join up and share with those people because, and we'll cover that a little bit later, statistically speaking, not everybody's going to buy from you anyway. And so someone who's got that list, let's say you train speakers and they train speakers, well, a very small percentage of their list is going to buy from them over time, but they may buy from you. And there's ways to make money in both, which is a lot of what this talk is going to be about. I'll dig into that a little bit later, but find out who has a list that you would like to have. And next, you have to learn the hierarchy. I find so many inexperienced, naive, if you will, entrepreneurs who get into our space jump right in, and they think that all of a sudden they could start working with some of the top players in the industry. You know, like let's say they jump in and they go, oh, well, I'm going to work with Tony Robbins. I'm going to work with Jeff Walker. You can train under them, certainly, but to have them partner with you, to have them help you to grow your list in that respect, it's not really going to happen. There is, much like in the film industry, there is A-listers, B-listers, C-lister, D-lister on down. And the same thing happens in the world of business and in our industry. And so it's important to learn, especially when you come in, how do you rank, and then how do you grow to go from a D-list to C to B, to finally play with some of the A-list people. And we're going to cover a little bit of that today as well. But that's an understanding of the industry that you really need to have. Okay, next up, did my battery die? Come on. There it goes back. All right, work your way up. As I was just mentioning, you're all going to start, especially when your list is at 0, you're starting at the bottom, and you're going to want to work your way up from there to become a C-lister, B-list, A-list, all the way up. And the key to doing this, and this is also something I learned very early on from Jeff Walker, always be building your list. If you're not doing it actively, and by actively, I mean you should be doing something every single month that you are in business to grow your list. Otherwise, I look at it like this. My partner, Chris, and I did a talk at an event, and we started it with, we gave everybody these little spinning tops. You know, had everybody spin their top. And as soon as the top starts spinning, there's one thing we know for sure about it. It's slowing down and it's going to stop. That's inevitable. Okay. And the same thing happens in your business with your list. As soon as you grow your list, let's say you do this big thing and you get 500 people in your list. Well, as soon as you do that, guess what? Your list is dying. What I mean by that, it's diminishing over time. Unless you do something to continue to grow it, it will only go downward. And this is going to be because some people are going to lose interest and unsubscribe. Some people are going to change their email addresses, and those addresses are no longer good. Some people are going to entirely go out of business, delete the account. There's so many things that will happen, and the number will diminish over time. So unless you do something to continue to replenish it, it is going to die. And so you need to continue to grow it. So always be building your list. Okay, now how do you do that? Well, let's dig into some growth strategies. So number one, and by the way, not all are created equally, and we'll go into that a little bit as we cover each one. But everyone should have, if you have a website, you should have your lead magnet on there. And the thing is with the website, that's great to have it there. It's not going to be monumental growth. It's going to be a trickle effect, but you definitely should have a lead magnet on your website to convert those people onto your list. Social media. You should be putting your lead magnet out to your social media following, assuming you have one and assuming you have an interest in growing that. And if you do, then try to convert those followers onto your list. If you have a podcast or a YouTube channel, you should be offering to your listeners, to your subscribers, an opportunity to opt into your list. It gives you a better opportunity to market to them more fully than just putting stuff out on your podcast. So you want to convert them. Again, this is going to be kind of a trickle. Unless your listenership is growing regularly as well, at some point you're going to hit saturation. Everybody who's already listening will have already opted in for your list if they're interested. And otherwise, your growth will stop unless you continue to also grow that audience. Events and stages. You can be invited to speak on stage. Chris and I just got back from JBX in Denver where we were speaking on the stage there, and we got a bunch of opt-ins from that. We grew our list and our leads from there. Next up, virtual summits. Maybe you're going to be in a virtual summit and speak for someone else. Great way to grow your list. It's not going to be monumental growth, but it can pay off and is something that you're going to want to consider as part of your list growth strategies. JV partnerships. Great way to grow your list. There are some challenges in the consistency of it. Unless you're constantly finding new and bigger JV partners to play with you, after a while, that will lose its luster because, they're busy promoting their own stuff. You might be able to get them to promote for you once a year, but how are you going to keep any consistency with it unless you continue with lots and lots of partners? So the consistency factor is a little low there. And finally, giveaways. Giveaways are monumental in supporting your list growth, and we'll dig deeper into those in a little bit because it is one of the strengths and one of the kind of the foundational pieces of why and how we created the Infinite List, which we'll explain more a bit later. Now, this piece here, I just want to kind of have you feel through this and let it sink into you a little bit as list growth milestones. Okay, I'm going to, as a matter of fact, let's put up in the chat. How many of you have a list of under 500? Let's put it that way. So if you're under 500, just in the chat, just say me or say yes or under 5, something like that, because we want to just kind of get a feel for list size here. And by the way, nothing wrong with it. No list shaming. We all want to grow our list and we all start with 0. Okay, so we got a few of you there. What about under 1,000? You're more than 500, but under 1,000. Okay, a couple more in there. Under 3,000, but more than 1,000. And by the way, the reason we're looking at these numbers is because here's the thing. Your first 500 is really cool, okay? Getting that first 500 is awesome because usually they're going to be pretty much engaged with you. They're really more interested. You're just getting rolling into it, and so the engagement might be pretty high. And up to the next 1,000, you're going to find, okay, well, the engagement's still good, but it might start to drop off a little bit because now you're reaching a bigger, broader audience. You're starting to do what kind of falls into mass marketing. And that'll go from 1,000 to about 3,000. How many of you have a list of more than 3 but under 5? More than 3 but under 5,000. That is another spot you're going to hit where you start to notice certain things of like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can put out an email. People are responding. You might put out a blast and people write back to you and you're going, okay, there's some engagement going on more than just them signing up for stuff. They're actually in communication with you and you start to find you get bigger results from when you do email. The next big leap is at 10,000. And I probably should have highlighted 10,000 on this slide because 10,000 is kind of I'm going to stop the share here for a minute and just talk to y'all. 10,000 is kind of a magic point. I remember learning very early on about list building and the fact that you should always be list building. But at the same time, I knew this, I kind of got it on an intellectual level. What I mean by that is like someone could tell you how to ride a bike. And they could say, okay, so you hold the handles firm and you sit in the seat, you kind of adjust your weight to feel the bike. And then you just give a little tip and a little lean as you want to make a turn. They can explain that to you. And it all sounds great. And you go, yeah, that all makes sense. But guess what? If you've never ridden a bike before, until you get on a bike and learn it and feel that balance and get it in your body, the explanation isn't going to help you. You have to have that experience of it. It was similar for me in list growth. When my list hit 10,000, it was a game changer. And I'm not saying 10,000 exactly, but right in that range, what I started to notice was my revenue started to pick up. I started making more money. And that is when I really started to notice, oh, I've got a nice affiliate revenue stream here. I've got this nice other stream of money that I can make without having to deliver on. And what I mean by that, for those of you who may not know what I'm talking about when I say affiliate revenue, I know one of the questions I got back when I put out the invitations for this training, someone said, is this Amazon affiliate marketing? And I'm like, no, It's absolutely not that. It certainly, you could add that to it, but that's not what this is about. This is about joint venture relationships, affiliate marketing for your partners out in the world. And I'm going to share with you some of the elements of how that plays out in a little while. But here's the thing. When your list starts to hit 5,000, 10,000, and you're promoting other people's launches, you're partnering to promote them, you start to get on leaderboards. And that starts to change things. Again, it almost creates this little bit of a snowball effect. Because once you get on a leaderboard, well, guess what's happening there? Number one, if it's your first time, you're probably real excited about it. I remember the first time I made somebody's leaderboard, and I was thrilled. But the other thing that's happening is the other leaders on that leaderboard are paying attention, and they're noticing you. And when you start to get noticed, other people start going, I want to play with you. What are you up to? Let's talk. Let's see, because maybe they're looking at you and they're going, yeah, you probably have a similar type of list as mine. We could partner together. And they know that you're a good cross promoter because you're on someone else's leaderboard. You become super interesting to other JV partners. And the higher you make it up the leaderboards, the more interesting you become. So that happened for me in a big, noticeable, like difference between yesterday and today kind of a way when my list hit 10,000. And I started to really get on a lot of leaderboards, and people started inviting me to play more, and things just started to take off. So it's like you're at a slow growth, and then you start to do something. And then at that 10,000 mark, then your trajectory really starts to pick up. So 25,000 is the next marker, and then 50,000. And once you start to play at the 50,000 level, and by the way, if you're sitting at 500 or less, and I know we have several people there, don't let that be daunting to you. Okay. It's like this. What's the expression? The way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. The way to get your list from 500 to 50,000 is one bite at a time, but it's consistent, continual actions over and over again. And I'm going to teach you how to speed all of that up, because when you get into that 25 to 50,000 range, your revenue is going to be through the roof for you, assuming you get everything else going as well. And we're going to cover some of that too. All right. So I just wanted to be sure that you have all of these growth milestones. Let's go back to the slides. Okay. Here's some assumptions that might be hard for you to grasp right now, because especially if your list is small, and especially if you're just starting, you really don't have any records. You don't have any evidence to look at that validates these. But trust me when I tell you, as you grow, this is what you're going to experience. As your list grows, the percentage of your list who has bought from you is going to drop. Real world example. Let's say you just start out, you put something out for sale, and you've got a list of 20 and 2 people buy from you. Well, that's 10% of your list. Okay. Or maybe I've talked to some people whose list is only comprised of people who bought from them. Maybe they sold something on stage, and everybody who joined their list and bought their product could be 100%. And if your list is small, that can hold true. It's going to be a higher percentage. But as your list grows, as you work to scale your business, that percentage will drop and drop and drop. I was listening to someone really big in our industry several years back talk on stage, and he asked the question, what percentage of my list do you think has ever bought from me? And people were guessing 10%, 15%. He said 1%. Now, of course, his list was really big, over 100,000. And when you hit that number, 1% may be it. But I like to play with 2% because it's more accurate when your list is in that 20,000 range, that maybe 2% will have bought from you. Okay. And that's not a bad thing. And you're going to see why in a minute. But here's the other cool part. This is where you build the side hustle. Only 2% will buy from others. What does that mean? That means if you've got a list of, let's just play with an easy number. You got a list of 100. 2% are going to buy from you. That means 2. And another 2%, 2 more, will buy from others on your list. They'll buy from others that you're promoting, other partners that you may promote. Okay? Is this resonating with everybody? Are you guys getting what I'm talking about here? It's it. Just a yes or a hands up or anything in there will help me to know that, yes, okay, great. So 2% are going to buy stuff from you, but those who don't buy from you, or even sometimes those who do, will also buy from people you promote. Remember, you're building this know, like, trust factor with them. And when you recommend somebody else, especially someone's services that they're in need of, they're going to buy. And for those of you who have not played in the affiliate marketing world yet, the percentage is fabulous. It's typically going to be anywhere from 30 to 50%. 50%. I mean, that's pretty crazy when you think about it. And that's the percentage that I offer when I'm doing a big launch for my podcast training, 50%. That means if someone buys my training for $2,000, I keep $1,000, I give my partner $1,000. It sounds crazy, but think about it. And this is where you really want to position yourself for the best partners in this. An online course like that does not cost the host. They don't have any real hard costs via time or labor. Okay. So in other words, if I have one person sign up for my podcasting course, I still have to put it in the same amount of time as if 10 people are in my course or 100 people are in my course. The effort does not go up exponentially with that. Therefore, I would rather have somebody in there than not, and I will be happy to pay a 50% commission on that. Okay? So this is super important for you to understand in the value of what your list is. That 98% that aren't going to buy from you, they may buy from others, and you're going to be the one to be promoting to them. So how does this translate to dollars? Now, because we're playing with 2% that will buy from you and 2% that will buy from others, okay, I want you to look at this page, this slide, as buyers for you, buyers, and buyers for them. So if your list is 500 and we go with 2%, that means 10 of those people on your list of 500 are going to buy from you. And 10 will probably buy from someone else. Now, are they going to buy from, 10 of them going to buy in the first email you send out? No. But this is where I want to shape your thinking around this. Look at it in a longer term play. Okay. January, you promote, I've seen some of people who are in my groups who are in the call here, Nancy Jutton. So let's say in January, you have your list of 500 and you promote Nancy Jutton's program. Well, maybe only 1 or 2 people will buy from Nancy. But then next month, you promote for Monica Bermudez, and maybe only 1 or 2 people buy from her. And then the next month, you promote me, and maybe only 1 or 2 people buy from me. Over the course of a year, in promoting to that list of 500, if you've got 12 partners you've promoted over the course of the year, your likelihood of hitting 10 sales is pretty darn good. Again, with just this percentage. So now you've got 10 people who bought from you and 10 people who bought from partners, and you make a lot of money on that as well. You build your list to 1,000, 20 buyers for you, 20 buyers for your partners, 3,000, 5,000. You can see how the numbers go up and how it can start to make a massive difference. Is this landing for you guys? You picking up what I'm laying down? Just a quick yes in the chat would be handy to see. I want to make sure I'm not just talking into space. Okay, good. People are getting this. Awesome. All right. I want to show you how to fast track all of this with giveaways. Okay. And I know that some of you may not be super familiar with giveaways, so we're going to do a quick breakdown on it. But a giveaway is a collection of valuable free gifts, often in the form of lead magnets, that are thoughtfully curated by a single host and contributed to by a diverse range of guest experts. That is what a giveaway is in a nutshell. And in case you don't know how giveaways work, I'm going to play a short little video here. Oh, except I'm going to have to stop share and start share again with sound. I got to remember to put the sound in there. Share sound. There we go. Okay, so check out this video.
what exactly is a giveaway? At its core, a giveaway is a treasure trove of valuable free gifts, often in the form of lead magnets, thoughtfully curated by a single host and contributed by a diverse range of expert guests. Okay, that makes sense, but how does it work? Great question. First off, the host sets the stage by defining the giveaway's theme and its intended audience. For example, the Business Builders giveaway is tailored to guide entrepreneurs to their first $100,000 milestone. This targets those who are new to the entrepreneurial world or those striving to break that elusive six-figure barrier. Next, the host gathers a league of extraordinary experts, their friends and colleagues, who not only share a passion for overcoming the same challenges, but also boast a dedicated following within the target audience. These guest experts then register to participate as one of the contributors, and they provide the details of their specific lead magnet that they'd like to offer as part of the giveaway. By joining, they pledge to champion the event by sending a set number of promotional emails to their subscribers during the giveaway period. The host may gather as many as 30 contributors for the giveaway, and it's up to them to create the required pages in support of the event. These pages include the opt-in page, where all of the contributors will be sending people to sign up for the free gifts. The opt-in page will frequently show all of the cool free gifts that people will get when they subscribe. This requires a panel for each of the lead magnets submitted by the contributors. Then the host creates the access page. This is where the people who sign up for the giveaway can go to collect the individual lead magnets or gifts that they choose. Once these pages are built, the host will provide links to the opt-in page and email copy for the contributing experts to email to their list. Then we wait until the giveaway opens. On the specified dates of the giveaway, with the power of collective effort, the host, along with each contributor, fires off emails to their eager subscribers, inviting them to join the giveaway festivities. Imagine you've got 30 people emailing their list, some small and some big, reaching in excess of 60,000 people in a mere matter of days. The invitation is out and people start to check out the giveaway and the free content included therein. And they start to opt in for the giveaway, adding their name and email to the list of the host. We call these leads, as they are folks raising their hand and saying, "Hey, I want to explore what you offer." The beauty of the giveaway success lies in its outcomes. The host list flourishes, a testament to their dedication and hard work. Contributors also reap rewards, although typically not on the same scale as the host. Given the substantial effort invested in creating the giveaway, the host will typically charge anywhere from $97 to $300 for a basic spot, with featured positions commanding over $500. Savvy contributors gladly invest in these opportunities. With minimal effort, mainly a few well-timed emails, they access leads far more effectively than traditional advertising. These leads are warm, nurtured by colleagues who've already established a connection. Sure, some giveaways are free, but they often yield lackluster results, leaving contributors unsatisfied. At the Infinite List, we do the heavy lifting for our members. Even when our members decide to host their own giveaway, we build the pages, create the swipe copy, wrangle the guests, and more. Plus, our members get to participate in any of the hundreds of giveaways we run without any additional charge. It's all included in membership. To learn more about giveaway specifics, check out our other videos on this page.
All right, there you have it. Does everybody have a better feel for giveaways now, a better understanding in case you didn't get it before? I know some of you on this call are already experienced with them. Okay, good. So why giveaways? Why have I, in my business, put so much attention on giveaways? And the truth is, it kind of happened accidentally. I had clients early on asking me to show them how I grew my podcast audience. And I did it by doing giveaways. And then they started asking me to teach them how to run giveaways. And they saw my list growing and my business growing. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll show you how to do them. And then they said, why don't you just do it for us? It's so much work. So in this process, everybody though started to see the value of giveaways. And number one value is it is a really low cost per lead. And I mean really low. When you think about what it costs for Facebook ads these days, even if you pay to be in a giveaway, and I've paid 500 plus to be in giveaways, my cost per lead is still extraordinarily low. So that's a big factor in why giveaways are so great. And it's consistent. Now, It's only consistent recently, and I'll explain to you why that is. In the beginning, when you're first jumping into this industry, and I remember when my list was still small, I would hear of someone running a giveaway, and I would reach out to that person because I knew them through connections, and I said, "Hey, can I be in your giveaway?" And the question was usually, "Well, how big is your list?" And I would say, "Oh, it's 300." They're like, "Oh, sorry, your list isn't big enough," because they had a minimum threshold in order to play in their giveaway. You had to have a list size of 2,000 or more. So it was inconsistent because I was not getting invited to play. But it was also inconsistent because if people didn't know me and I wasn't getting regular invites, I might be in one or maybe two giveaways a year. But we figured out how to make it more consistent, which I'll share with you in a little bit too. Okay. But when giveaways are done right and they're consistent and you're getting a low cost per lead, the other value is it generates a high quantity of opt-ins, a high quantity of leads for your business, which is going to help you to get to that 10,000 and beyond mark much faster. And they're warm leads. Think about it. If you put something out in a Facebook ad and you're paying, I don't know, 15 to 20 bucks per lead in a Facebook ad, you don't know where these people are coming from other than they saw your thing in Facebook. You don't know what their reputation is, what their world is like. You really know very little about them. But when they're coming to you through a giveaway, let's use Nancy Jutton again as an example. If Nancy is promoting a giveaway that I'm running, she's promoting it to her list. Well, these are people who already know and trust Nancy. And now because of that trust, they're going, yeah, I think I'll trust what she's referring to Michael's giveaway over here. Let me jump in on that as well. So they're much warmer than just someone who's seeing something flash through their Facebook feed. Easy implementation. This is another key to why giveaways are so good, is because they're easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of labor. I mean, if you're the host, it can take more labor, obviously. But if you're just jumping into someone's giveaway, it's really pretty simple. You provide your lead magnet, you grab the swipe copy from them, and you queue up a few emails, and you're done. And then you watch the leads roll in. So that's why giveaways are so important. But it's not the only thing. And especially if you want to generate a $100,000 a year side hustle business through affiliate relationships, you're going to want to add a few other things into the mix. So I'm going to give you just this growth example here. Let's say you do a giveaway, and a giveaway brings you 250 leads. If you do one giveaway per month, that's 3,000 leads. If you then tack on a few summits, now I've been averaging what I've been doing in the summits I've been in recently, and I've been getting about 50 leads per summit. And so let's say I do 3 summits, I get 150 leads. Podcasts. If you're guesting on podcasts, hosting your own podcast, you generate some leads from that. Depending on how many you do, let's say that brings another 100. And then let's say you do a big launch with JV partners. Now, granted, this number 500 could be low, depends on who you're partnering with. How have you elevated your scale to where you can play with bigger people who are willing to promote you, people with bigger lists? That number could obviously go up. But just with this little setup that I'm showing here in this slide, that could generate you a total of 3,750 leads right out of the gate. And that's over the course of a year, and that's nice growth. And so let's look at the timeline for this, okay? A timeline to 100,000. Depending, there's so many factors that come into play here. This is just to get you thinking about how you might be able to shape it up. But this is more specifically on list growth. There's no reason, I don't care if you came to me today and you're sitting at 0 on your email list, there's no reason that you couldn't have an email list of 500 within 2 months, a list of 1,000 within 4 months, 3,000, 8 months, 5,000, 12 months. You notice it starts to pick up speed. It starts to pick up steam. And the reason it does is because as your list grows, remember, other people are going to start noticing and want to play with you more. And those more players coming into your world helps you to elevate your growth. And easily, I would say in 10,000, you could get in 18 months, 10,000 leads on your list within 18 months, 25,000 within 2 years, and 50,000 people on your email list within 3 years. And if you focus on list growth as a big piece of your business, I often get asked this: what would you do if you had to start all over? I get interviewed in a lot of podcasts, and that's a great question because it does really make one think about, like, what would I do differently? And I got to say, the one thing I would do differently is I would put far more focus on my list growth right out of the gate. I would be doing list growing activities pretty much every day that I could throughout the year, because I know that the quicker I get to these bigger list sizes, the better the payoff is going to be. Just real quickly, I'm going to show you another little video here of this is all that you're looking at. I put together, and this is not all of them, but any PayPal. Like sometimes when you collect an affiliate commission, it's going to come through PayPal. Not all of them will. Some people pay me other ways. Some pay by check. Some pay with Zelle. Some pay with other formats. This is just my revenue stream. I'm going to reveal to you here over the last year that came in through PayPal. Now I have others coming from other ways, but just real quickly, we're going to play this and you can see $912, $158, $179, $1103, $173, $2,250, $373, $2,697, $2,000, $600, $156, $150, $119, $1,120, $156, $1,077, $618, $112, $800, $459, $945, $3,350, $373, $154, $328, $100, $141, $398, $348, $149. Okay, we're getting bored of this. $1,000 there. This is just in this year so far. These are different commissions I received only through PayPal. These are my partners who pay direct through PayPal. Like I said, others pay through different ways. And the bottom line is that when you get your list up there, this is the kind of side revenue you generate just by popping out a few emails promoting a partner. Amy Porterfield, I think, says it best. After 13 years in business, 46,000 students, and 43 million in revenue, I can confidently say when your email list grows, your business grows with it. Now, this is an old quote, by the way. She is now over $100 million in revenue. And that's Amy Porterfield saying it right there, that your list is critical for your business growth. And I guarantee you, a lot of her revenue stream is from affiliate marketing. So I promised in the email that I sent out as the invitation that I would also show you how to get your leads for less than 50 cents each. Okay, this next piece I'm hoping will kind of blow you away, because this is something we haven't ever done before, and we're kind of stepping out on a limb with it, but I think it's important. There will be a replay. Someone just asked in there. Yes, there will be a replay, but I want to be sure that you get this next piece here. Okay, so here's how you do it. Join Infinite List at a special offer that we're making available right now to you on this call, or if you're listening to this in playback. This is a limited time special offer. We're testing something out here. Join Infinite List for $750 for 12 months. By the way, that's half price. Our normal rate right now is $125 per month. Still a great rate at $125 per month. That brings it up to $1,500 over the course of a year. But right now it's $750 full pay. You get the whole year. It's like getting 6 months free. During that year, participate in 12 or more giveaways. Grow your list by 1,500 or more. Do the math there. 1,500 divided by 750, that's 50 cents per lead. And if you don't do that within doing those 12 giveaways over the course of a year, you can continue participation in the Infinite List community for free until you do. We've never made this offer before. Don't even know that we will ever make it again. I've got a couple of Infinite List members on the call here who are probably going, wow, I had no idea. By the way, if you're already in as an Infinite List member and you're watching this, you can add 12 months on at half the price right now. Add them on to your membership, no matter where you are in membership. Add it on at this special rate. Okay, so this is really incredible. Now, the other piece that I did not create a slide for, so I'm going to stop share for a moment to throw this out to you, is this. Not only is this a great deal, and especially for members that we have who are on this call as well, those members can now take this special offer while it's this short-term special. They can offer it to their community, to anybody that they know who goes, wow, that's amazing. I want to get in on this. We pay 30% affiliate commission to our members. So if you join in the special deal, become an affiliate, get your affiliate link and promote it to your existing tribe. And for every person that joins, you're going to get 30%. Do the math for yourselves. That means you get 4 people to join, your membership is fully paid for, and you're starting to make money. We have several of our members, we're already paying out more in commissions than their membership costs them. And this is going to make it even better when they have this on, because now their membership is even going to cost them less if they jump in this special. And by the way, this is for 1 year only. We're running this as a test. We don't know that we're ever going to keep this price in there. You will not find this on our homepage or anywhere else, because this is specifically for this event only. So don't go to infinite-list.com right now. Wait, I'm going to give you a special link here in a moment. All right, so let's go back to the slides. And how long is offer for, Monica asked. This offer is going to expire in less than 2 weeks. So we're going to make this good until the 15th of November. So if you want in, this is your opportunity to jump in and then even start to refer people who may want to join as well and start to earn your commissions too. As I mentioned, it's a one-time offer not found on our website. If you go to that QR code you're going to see there, that will take you to a page specifically for this level of membership. Okay, it's 50% off for your first year. Now, I want to be real clear. This level of membership does not include us hosting a giveaway for you. This is a participant-only offer. If you choose to, down the road, you say, oh, I'm in and this is cool, and I also want to host a giveaway through you guys, there will be a slide-up charge for that, or you simply upgrade to the regular pro membership. This membership, as I mentioned, we're testing it out. It's giveaway participation only. And by the way, you can blow away that number that I said of getting 1,500 leads in those first 12 giveaways. You can blow that out of the water. And as an example, I'm going to give you one right here. One of our members, Christy Ruffino, as a direct result of the Infinite List giveaways, I've gotten 3,161 leads and closed $10,750 in sales so far. Christy is playing full out. She did way more than 12 giveaways to get there, but 3,160 leads. Imagine $750 in that. Now you're talking down to about 25 cents a lead. That is incredible. And what you can turn that into, she did $10,757. That's $10,000 more than the cost of this offer right now. Okay, so keep in mind that this is what you can do. Here's another from Virginia Parsons. I'm so happy to join the Infinite List and take part in so many powerful giveaways. My email list has nearly doubled in a few short months. I'm just going to skip down to the highlights of that. I attracted 2 new clients in the first month. Think about that. What do you make for every new client that you bring in? I have no idea. Every person is different. It's up to you to figure that out. But this is the thing. Oh, there's a good question in the chat. Is there one giveaway per month? There's actually more than that. We typically will start a giveaway almost every week. A new giveaway will be starting, and you can go through our giveaway calendar. By the way, when you get into membership, we have all of them listed, and you just go through and you select which ones you want to be in, and we're constantly adding new ones to the list as other members are going, okay, I'm ready to do my giveaway. Let's get it fired up. So there's way more than one per month. I did 26 giveaways myself, participated in last year. 26. So I'm not saying you should play that crazy, but if you can and if you want to, you certainly could. Here we have Nedra Wendell. Since pivoting my business and working with Michael and Krista, I've seen incredible results. My list has grown by 800 quality leads just since spring. Again, with 800, let's look at the 2%. That's 16 clients out of that she could generate from that. So keep in mind that you want to do these in a way that is going to grow not just your list, but how many convert to actually working with you. Ever target non-entrepreneurs in the giveaways? Absolutely. So some of the giveaways are geared towards relationships, health and wellness, finance. Everybody's interested in finance, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. You may want to learn how to retire more wealthily and such. So we have a variety of different ways and categories of giveaways. They're targeted. And so, yeah, if you're working in that realm, then absolutely. Results are all unique to each member. Yes. And the results are all unique because in a giveaway, your gift, even if, let's say, your gift is for health, well, maybe it's in a giveaway that is designed for entrepreneurs, but maybe it's for overworked and high pressure entrepreneurs. And so if you have a health service and you offer your free gift in there, they may be interested in that too. It's up to you to choose which giveaways you're going to play. All right. And finally, this last testimonial I wanted to share is because this is an example of kind of like what your question was about, Mary. Even if your list growth isn't big because you have something unique and more niched, doesn't mean it won't translate to revenue. So here, this is from Diane Forster. I recently participated in my first giveaway, Rising Star Visibility Toolkit, and the results have been incredible. I managed to gain 88 new opt-ins to my list from just the 3 emails. She's referring to the 3 emails she sent. 88 to me feels like kind of a small number for a giveaway, but here's the deal. She says, even more impressively, I've already generated 16,000 in revenue from those leads. This experience with them at list has been absolutely amazing. So this is what we're talking about that can be done through the use of growing your list. And this isn't even the side business, by the way. The side business is going to be a byproduct of growing your list and your own business. And over time, as you hit those numbers, as you hit those milestones, and we help you to get there faster, you will start to notice everything increases. You will start to notice, as many of the people that we're having on our membership as well, they're starting to see themselves on leaderboards, which many times they're as excited about that as the fact that they landed 5 new clients. They're stoked because they ended up on another leaderboard and they start to get bigger and bigger recognition. Now, I'm going to stop the share here again. I can always go back to that if any of you need the link, or I can put the QR code back up for you. But here's the thing. As you grow your list, inside the Infinite List community, we understand a couple of things about business that we love to share with our members. One is that a rising tide lifts all boats. And so we are a very supportive community that we all play together. And as part of that, we do, and there's way more than you get in membership than just being in giveaways. We do 5 calls every month for our membership. 3 of those calls are Ask Me Anything calls. So I imagine some of you on here, I noticed several of you said your list is under 500. Well, maybe you need some support with your lead magnet. Come to our Ask Me Anything calls. We review lead magnets with our members. We give pointers on how to improve upon it, how to build better graphic for it, how to build better text for it, your opt-in page for it, your thank you page. We give training on all of this, and all that is part of the Ask Me Anything calls. Also, we do 2 monthly calls that are community calls. These are opportunities for you to meet the other members and figure out who you may want to play with. Often on these calls, someone may be saying, hey, I've got a big launch coming up. Does anybody want to promote it? And now, aside from the giveaway, you've got all these partners saying, yeah, I'll promote what you're doing. And you've got people mailing for other stuff than your giveaway, which also helps twofold, by the way. Think about this. Someone gets on a call. They say, hey, I need help supporting my launch I got coming up. Will you promote it? All these people who jump in and say, yes, well, guess what? This person is going to be paying commissions to all those people who promote. That's how you start generating your money, because you also are going to find who are the partners who have offers that your audience will like that you can promote and make money on. So that's another big benefit of our community calls. So 2 community calls, 3 Ask Me Anything calls, that's 5 calls per month. And to top it all off, we also give you our list building boot camp. This training alone, I sell for $997. It's a 15 module training that covers everything from giveaways to list hygiene to sales. So it's a very extensive list building bootcamp program that normally sells for $997, you get that included. So all of this for $750 is like, it's a total no-brainer. But I wanted to be sure that we did this. We're testing this out as a short-term offer. And that's why I put together this training real quick. And we're going to be doing a whole series of these trainings on different elements of how to grow your list, grow your business. We're calling it the MBA series, Mastering Business Authority. And we're going to be delivering these over the course of the next few months. So I hope that you will also, in addition to joining Infinite List, that you will join our YouTube channel and start to learn more from these. So this portion that I have this offer on will ultimately be cut from the YouTube channel. So those of you who may have asked for a replay, and we'll also send an email with a link to the replay. In the replay, the part with the offer will stay on part of the video only until probably 5 or 6 days from now when we decide to cut that from the video, because we don't want just random people doing it. We really want people who said yes and stepped up, and then the offer will go away. So if this is of interest to you, please, I'll go back to the screen one more time here. I'd love to have you jump in and play with us inside the Infinite List community. You're never going to see a better offer for this, especially as far as a cost per lead goes and everything you're getting, your bang for the buck. We'd love to have you join us today. Again, it's a very limited offer. We're trying it out, and it is for 1 year. Now, at the end of that year of your membership, you will have a couple of options. One, of course, is you could just cancel and walk away. And no harm, no foul. As a matter of fact, anybody who's on any of our other plans, they know that there is no long-term commitment. You're done, you're done. If you choose to stay, which we're imagining you will after you get such great results, then you can go to either an annual membership plan or a monthly membership plan at whatever our current going rate is. I don't know that we'll ever offer the $750 again. If it works out well and people are liking it, we may very well. Otherwise, you would be stepping into one of our other plans. But it's totally up to you. In the meantime, we'd love to support you in this year to really maximize your growth, really knock it out of the park, and take things to the next level. So if everybody has the link, or just click on that, QR code there, I'm going to stop the share again, and then we're going to open this up to Q&A and see what I can do to support anybody who may be a little confused or needs further support on any of this. You can either type it in or feel free to unmute yourself and jump in. Monica says, I'm planning to reach out to some folks in my circle of connections to join Infinite List, especially with, yes, absolutely, Monica. And Monica just recently joined. Monica, you can also add on to your own if you want to stack on more time, which just gives me a really good idea. That if someone said they wanted to do 2 years, well, they could stack on. Because we're doing this offer short time limited, you could stack it if one wanted to. Just the thought just occurred to me, someone may want to do that, because we don't know that we'll ever do this offer again. It's literally 50% off our normal pricing. But that's a possibility. And also get people to join, get other people in your community, people that you know who really want to grow their list, to join in, because this is going to be a game changer for people, and it'll help you out at the same time as a member getting 30% lifetime commission. Did you catch that part? Lifetime. This is really cool, because here's the deal. A lot of those commissions that I showed you and going through that short video of all of those commissions coming in through PayPal, a lot of those are recurring lifetime commissions. Kajabi, Entreport. What's great about those is they become lifetime commissions are what I call stackable. And you want to, as you're seeking out a partner to help you build this side hustle business of 100K, lifetime offers are the best. Those are the ones you want. And here's why. I've referred people who joined Kajabi 10 years ago, and I still make money on them every year when they renew. Or some of them, if they're on a monthly plan, every month I get a commission. Ongoing, forever, as long as that person stays in there. And those are the best ones, because you add one person 1 year, you add another the next year. Even if you just added one referral each year, 10 years down the road, now I've got 10 referrals and I'm making money on all of them in the long term. Same thing happens with Infinite List, 30% lifetime. Someone joins, they pay the $750 for the first year. You get your commission, which by the way is $225 commission right out of the gate. Now, 1 year later comes up, that person renews. Let's say they renew annually at the $1,500 plan. Now you made a $450 commission. And every year that they renew, you're going to continue to make that commission. So those are the best types of offers that you want to look for from your partners to really build that $100,000 side business. As I mentioned with my stuff, now granted, I've been at it for a long time. I would have done all of this much sooner. You know, that expression, man, I wish I knew then what I know now. I would have been building an affiliate revenue stream way earlier than I have now. I've just now hit around the $100,000 mark, and I could have been there much sooner had I realized all these things about list growth. And I'll be real frank with you. It took me probably 5 years before I hit that 10,000 mark. I could have done it in 1 or 2 years had I really been smart about it and was playing straight out. And I'm just suggesting to you, don't take as long as I did. You don't need to. There are more rapid ways to do it, more successful ways to do it. That's what I'm here to teach you with. Infinite List is a great tool for that. So I hope you'll jump in and join us. Let's see if we have any other questions. I don't see any hands going up or anybody unmuting themselves. So if we don't have any questions, we'll wrap it up at 75 minutes instead of 90. But let's one last chance here. Any questions at all about anything we've covered today? You can type it in the chat or unmute yourself or raise a hand. All right. I do not see any hands going up, so I am going to go back to the slide to end it with this so that everybody has your final chance to grab that QR code, jump into the Infinite List. This is a special page. This is not our regular homepage. You will not find this rate on our regular homepage. This is only for this special offer at 50% off. So please, if you're going to share the link, copy the link, whatever you're going to do with it, grab it now, because otherwise you'll have to wait for the replay. And even there, it's going to go away after a few days. All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today on your weekend. I hope you continue to have a great rest of your Sunday. And I look forward to seeing you inside the Infinite List community and helping you in other ways as well. This is just one aspect. I'm going to be having a whole bunch of these trainings. I hope you guys will tune in for them. I really appreciate you, and have a great rest of your day.